one, fire!
Good evening and welcome to Anime Analyst. How are you doing this evening? And I forgot to pull down my microphone. Alright, bad guy. Okay. How are you doing on this evening? Hello, I am Thomas Fry.
And I am Hasnan Zadi.
And we are here on Anime Analyst to bring you all the latest and greatest of everything about anime. And tonight's anime is Lycoris Recoil. And don't forget, while you're watching, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, as we are actually getting some viewers, and it is wonderful. So don't forget to do that as we get on through our day. And with this anime, I wanted to bring to you, this thing has 13 episodes. It premiered in summer of 2022. Aniplex of North America is who brought it out. Studios was A1 Pictures. The genre is action, and there's lots of action in this baby, and it's PG-13. And we got something new for you guys tonight. We have the stat screen. So now, instead of me just hollering out a bunch of numbers, you can actually follow along on the screen. So this thing pulled a score of 8.16. Scored by 253,000 people, which gives it a ranking of 444. And it's a popularity of number 443. There's over 500,000 members in the fan group, and almost 9,000 of them has it clicked as their favorite anime. So don't forget to comment on our stat screen. Do you like it? Do you like it when we put the information up on the screen? So what was your first impression of Lycoris Recoil?
The impression was really good. Like I like this anime because the plot is like it is a possible thing for a human. So like you don't it is nothing like a normal anime.
You could see
And
this really happening then.
yes, not at accurate. Like I don't think like somebody can be that good as an assassin, but like how they have a organization to keep the bad guys out, and the thing that they show like you don't have to kill them to be a good guy. Like the
Oh
main
yeah,
character,
I
she is
like the
using.
fact where she she misunderstood the whole operation of them giving her that special heart, and so now she wants to save. If they would have just explained it to her in the beginning, maybe as a lot younger child, she might have understood that a little better. And unlike her partner, if they would have done that for Takana, man, you'd have been, oh my gosh, man, they're just, every bad guy would be dead, because she don't miss her mark on, she's a bad girl of the good guys. But I really liked how um it's not a new concept to take kids, the abandoned
Mhm.
kids, and bring them up as hitman, or in whatever organization there is. Usually they are in some type of fighting fashion. But you're right about this. They don't bring in an overuse of magic. The story does leave some reality into it. Um, you know, Not many people, not there might be one or two people that might be able to get out of the way of a bullet, and that's more of a premonition than it is a reaction. With her, it's a reaction, which I think is totally cool. Um, I took my time watching it when we did the video that we have on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter, or X now as it's called, and got a lot of as many really cool shots, and kind of laid out like a 2 minute overall of what it covered. So even if you haven't watched the anime yet, you can now have another source from us that you can go to maybe remind you, right before you want to watch our show, check that video out just to remind you of all the different characters. And we're trying to make sure we get you a little more with the character development and what's about each character and any information that we can find about each character and get them up there to where you can see them and you can see them, because I misspelled this anime for like ever. I saw it originally when it first came out, and I kept misspelling it. I kept spelling it as licorice and then recoil, but not without the L. So I was all over the place on the name of this, and then I finally, when I started, I've had to write it down like 500 times in preparation for the show. I finally got it's Lycoris Recoil. I always thought it was, something else, like the sign on the side of their little cafe. But the only thing that I did not understand, now the plot was plain to see, the protagonist, the antagonist, everything was set up wonderfully. You had a good story development as it was going along. You could see how everything happened. It seemed to be like, what would you say, 2-3 months over the course of this anime? At least that's what I got from it, that it was about 2 or 3 months from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, I think the story is moving with the time. Like, it's not like years of the time they have passed. Like, in the start, they see that when she disobeyed the direct orders and she get transferred, and there they have the things, and it's going with the time.
Would you have had you been in charge of DA, would you have punished her like that? I'd have gave her a reward. She saved that. I mean, they're bad guys. They were robbing. They were holding another Lycoris at gunpoint, and they got mad and basically fired her for. And to me, I don't understand where the disobeyment of orders were, because there were no orders. There was radio interruption. The ground captain, as you could speak, the person in charge, had no clue what to do. She was standing there, and sorry to our director. I know I've been saying too many times, but that time was called for. I needed this, because that leader was saying. So Takana picked up that. I love how she picks up that 50 cal and just starts ripping into clears them all, saves the person, and then gets fired for doing what's right. I don't think she should have been fired for it, but if she wouldn't have, we wouldn't have the anime, but still.
Yeah, but don't you think like this is the common thing all around the world? Like any organization or army, they have that chain of command. Like for obedience, like this is the first thing they teach them.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not right perspectives of like a military goes, but this is not a military. This is teenage girls, and although they are highly trained, when you I was in the Marines, and whenever you are in the field and you lose communications with the higher ups, which happens, radios fail, batteries die, whatever, the field commander then takes charge. Well, if the field commander cannot make a decision, it goes to the next person in down the line, which was Takana in this case. The field captain could not make a decision and was freaking out because they couldn't get a hold of radio, and she was like, don't do anything, we can't get a hold of the boss, so we just stand there and do nothing while they're counting down from 10 to kill that person. I'm a person that I'll reward an action that saves lives of your fellow, in the Marines, we don't leave anyone behind, but we also don't stand and wait for a command when a fellow Marine sitting there with a gun pointed to his head and the guy's counting down with the hammer back. So I don't think they should have fired her. They could have gave her like a couple weeks off or whatever. Do a 10-day punishment like you would get.
they just transferred her to the cafe because she is still doing the work and she is still connected to the organization. Like they
No, they
didn't.
basically yeah, but she definitely said, you're gone, you won't, they had no intentions of. The only reason she got brought back is because Chisato went and said, "Look, you need to bring her back or I'm not going to do what you want me to do." So, it was kind of Takana was kind of brought back under, and so I am so glad when she left the second time and made a decision for herself. And if she wouldn't have, we would have lost our hero. So the crazy decisions that Takana made in this anime was I think they were the right decisions. But hey, that's
So what's your say about the men's boxer being comfortable in a fighting situation, like easy to move? If you remember that scene,
which one?
when they see like the girl, she is wearing the men's boxer, and she said like this is more comfortable to
Oh,
move in a combat.
yeah, that was honestly that's what you're given in the military. Unlike this anime, the real military provides all your clothes, everything. You don't even take your own toothbrush when you go. You are, they break you down. You are nothing. You are worse than the gum on the bottom of someone's shoe. But this, there I go with the ums again. Um, this anime overall is really good. I don't want to say what it. I guess does fit, but it's a really good anime. It's got a good storyline. It's easy to follow. It's not over the top. So if you like relatively realistic and where the cars can't fly and all the crazy stuff, you will definitely like this anime. Later on, let me bring up right here. Alright, don't forget, we got the 23 animes everyone should have watched in 2023 coming at you starting November 11th. We are going to carry that one through, and then we got the silly season series coming up. But we are going to do this every year, hopefully. And we're going to pick the top 23 or top 25, somewhere around that number. But when I saw the list, it was really cool. And we've changed it around and made it even better. But we will start that November 11th at 7 p.m. Other than that, we got tomorrow is Berserk of Gluttony. So be here for that. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good evening and stay out of trouble.